Hey guys, it's Michelle, and I'm here with another episode of Women Who Wow's Practical Profits interview series. And I am super excited to have Ramona Rice of SpaPreneur.com. The web address for that is going to be right below this video, but also in the transcript of this call. Mona is one of my all-time favorite WOW members, all-time favorite people, really. She's been with us since the very beginning. She's wild, courageous, bold, successful, loud, driven, always surprising, and crazy like a fox when it comes to social media marketing, merchandising, spa marketing, actual turning social media into money and items purchased and appointments scheduled. She's crazy like a fox when it comes to podcast success. She's absolutely known everywhere in the podcast world, which I found when I was traveling in San Antonio, and that's kind of a funny story we'll tell you later. But she's an inspiration to me and to so many members of the Women Who Wow community. And I'm just thrilled to have her as a member and as a friend and as a close business confidant for my own business. So Mona, super excited to have you here.
No, this is awesome. I'm blushing right now. Normally it's me like on shows gushing over the guest. So it's nice. This like role reversal. It's fun.
Yeah, I tell you, it's like, of course, every bit of it is true. One of the things I never do on my videos is take an introduction or a bio from someone that gives it to me, because I don't want to tell what they want me to tell, right? So I always want to share what I've personally witnessed, what I personally know to be true, and not sort of the glossy version. But yeah, so I love you, and I'm super excited to have you here, and I would love for you to tell Women Who Wow, people who have met you and know you, and people who have never met you, sort of a little bit about your business, what you're doing right now, how you're serving people.
Sure. So I've got kind of three arms to my business at this point. The first and my main project for this last 6 months of this year and then ongoing through 2017, my number one kind of priority, those first hours of the day priority that you should block out, is SpaPreneur. And SpaPreneur is really a division of De-Stress Express. So De-Stress Express is a local spa here in Newport News, Virginia, where I live. It is one of the most successful spas in the area. We've been open 20 years, and that's a testament to my mother and myself and our family and what we've grown. And what we decided to do in April, I was actually at a mastermind, and Michelle has been wanting me to do this for years. I want to be very clear. Michelle was like, Ramona, you need to do this. I'm like, I completely ignored her. And
as people often do.
Yeah, and we really shouldn't. But it took a bald, tall British man named Chris Ducker to finally go, what are you doing? Do this. So SpaPreneur is basically us taking our systems and our processes at De-Stress, our knowledge, our wisdom, and putting it together for other independent day spas to be served well, because there's plenty of information about really, how to do massages, how to do facials, how to get, a good client experience, but there's nothing about retention of clients or, there's social media marketing for spas out there, but there's never like, this is how you get results driven social media. And there's the difference, is that we can look at a social post that we posted De-Stress and we can see like dollars, like how many people clicked on the link to actually purchase. And those are the kind of things that, I think any small business owner often doesn't think about doing, because you're so good at doing what it is you're selling, right, rather than the business part of your business. So what we're doing is we're basically supporting the business part. The other thing I do is I have some private clients, but again, as I'm focusing more of my attention on SpaPreneur, I am thankfully starting to get away from those clients because I'm just tired of trading time for money. I really want time freedom. And then my third thing I love is podcasting, and it goes with SpaPreneur, but really I'm the community manager for podcast websites. I also host two successful podcasts myself. One is a sports one called Sports Gal Pal, which was an idea originally at a WOW pajama party. I was like, I think I've got this idea for this blog. And Michelle's like, yeah, buy that domain right now. So literally at the domain, I did that. And then it became a podcast later on. And then I have another one that's very funny, and you can't listen to it with kids in the car, but it has nothing to do with sports, called We Should Not Be Friends. And that's actually doing really well, podcast wise. And what it does, and why I spend so much time doing those, it gives me validity in the podcasting world, because you can't really be a podcast community manager without successfully and constantly doing content. So those are the three things that I do to make money.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I just want to say, going back to SpaPreneur, one thing that I've seen you do really well is not just the, social media to appointments to dollars, or the social media and the content to retention, but also the price elasticity, which I think is something so important. And I see a lot of massage businesses and other businesses, spa kind of businesses, and when they want to get new clients, what they're doing is they're price slashing. Like I saw one the other day, like a $28, it was the 28th of the month or something, and the $28 60-minute massage, and they're just really slashing all of their profit, and I'm not even sure why they would do that. But anyway, so you've never done that. You're the spas that you work with the price elasticity, and I love that, and I love all three arms of your business. Mona is the one who got me into podcasting, listening to podcast. You might not be surprised, but these Practical Profits interview series will become part of my podcast. So I've been growing very slowly there, but now I have about 4 months of content that is ready to go. So
you just published them already, Pippin.
I know,
God.
Right? I know. And I tell you, really quick story about Mona. I was in San Antonio, Texas, and I'm just walking through the halls at this big conference, and this guy is talking to me and about Women Who Wow, and he's asking me to be on his podcast. And I always have this like cloak of shame when people talk about the podcast, because I know that I should already have one. And so here I am in my cloak of shame, and he says, the dreaded question, so do you have a podcast? And as if obviously I should. And I said, I should. And he's like, do you know about podcast websites? And I said, I do. I said, Mona is a Women Who Wow member. And I didn't have to say like Mona Rice or Ramona Rice or the community director. And he's like, oh, well, you know everything you need to know then. I said, well, maybe not, but I have Mona. So yeah. She's like totally famous. But tell me, I know you started this SpaPreneur in 2016, but could you tell me sort of what you accomplished in 2016, and also what we can get excited about, what you have planned for 2017?
I think for 2016, just getting it launched. It's a soft launch right now. We're and I'll be honest, we're not ready to sell products yet. And there's a deliberate reason why. That's why I sell private clients, is that I wanted to really build the trust of the community and the expertise, because I'd been out of the spa space for 3 years. I worked at full-time at the day spa, and then I left for 3 years to work a corporate job, which I'm very thankful for, because I learned a lot. Yeah. Stuff, and it was time for me to go back. So big accomplishment, quit that. That was huge. Left that job in June. Yeah. And so just getting the site up and running, getting the system running, getting the branding looking right, because this is something I knew, our competitors in the space, their branding looks like crap. I'll say it to their face. Right. And I won't, Michelle. Right. It just looks like really just like homemade, put together. And instead I invested the time and the money, and not a lot of money. You really can find great graphic designers on Fiverr, on Odesk. There are good resources out there. Trade smartly, and you can get some great looking services. So our website looks really phenomenal. Our branding looks really good. The colors are consistent. And then what I decided to do is really focus on Instagram as our main social platform for that thing. And that's the first time I've done that. And we've done, let's see, in like 3 months, we're already at over 500 followers, which is a vanity metric. But the only link that's on Instagram for us is our opt-in to our digital guide. So we put together this 100 things for under $100 digital guide. That's our free kind of opt-in. It looks amazingly beautiful. You can sign up at SpaPreneur.com, and it's right there on the front page. You can grab it.
Yeah, we'll be sure to put a link to that as well, because that's an actual. If you're in the spa business, if you're in the any business like a spa business, even
any personal care business, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a must-have, but it's also great for any business, right? So, like, if you just kind of want to learn from Mona and get some really, really practical tips, 100 tips, then this is a great download, and so we'll have a link to that as well.
And it's free. So, I mean, and if nothing else, I love to take a look at digital guides and free opt-ins for industries that have nothing to do with mine to see what they're doing, because you can get ideas for layouts, you can get ideas for tone, you can get so many ideas. So don't be afraid to go outside the box, because if you only follow people in your industry, you're just going to copy them.
Yeah, I tell you, and it gets pretty incestuous as well, and I'm always reminded, and I never know the actual, I'm not sure which way it went, but either the banking industry got the drive-through idea from the fast food industry or vice versa, right? And so you
Yeah.
think about how much we depend on that and how much of a convenience it is. And you can imagine what a game changer it was for both of those, for fast food to have a drive up or for the banking to have a drive up. And this is something they went outside of their industry to get. And so I encourage you guys, when you're watching, to download that from Mona's site. And so for 2017, what do you have?
So for 2017, first product is being worked on right now. It's a front desk guide. It's something that I had worked on with De-Stress years ago. So we're just updating it, making it really clean. It's like a 4-chapter ebook that we'll probably sell. I'm working on pricing right now, but it'll be under $50 price point. It's a soft kind of thing to launch. And then ongoing, more than likely, is going to be a membership, some type of membership, a course where they have access to my mother and myself. What's happening is SpaPreneur will actually have a podcast component to it. I can't have a business without a podcast. And it's my first business podcast, which is fun. So my mom and I are opening up our playbooks. Both of us are hosting it together. We've got 3 episodes in the can, and they're very fun. It's a lot of fun to do this project with her. And so, and then just personality-wise, we'll be attending some spa shows. I'll be speaking. Hopefully, I'm going to start applying to speak. And then the goal is the first year to make $100,000 with SpaPreneur. That's the big, hairy, audacious goal, because it's a brand that can do that. So we'll also be doing what I call social planning, where each spa will get monthly a deck where they have the images and the schedule. Like, this is what you post on this day. So they don't have to think about it, because they're like, I naturally know how to do it. I don't understand how I know how to do it. It's one of those things like, oh, there's Facebook. I don't know why. I just got it. So now we're packaging it up to make it easier for other spas to just go. They don't have to think about it. Just set it, forget it, and then hopefully reap in the rewards.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. So I would love for you to tell, one tip, strategy, tool, something that has helped you. I mean, you've done a lot in this past year. You left a full-time job that you used very deliberately as a stepping stone. You had been self-employed before. You went into full-time employment and did that very, very successfully, and used it as a great launching pad for the rest of your work and all your ventures. And so if you could give us a tip or strategy, tool, something that has helped you do what you've been able to do in the past year, that would be really helpful.
I think that one of the biggest things for me this year was just taking the time I needed to build the brand, but not taking too much time. Like, you can take all day long to prepare, but if you don't launch, it doesn't work. So the site wasn't really ready when we launched it, but I launched it anyway, because I knew that eventually we'd get there. The biggest thing was, once the digital guide was up, I'm like, get a landing page and just start collecting emails and just start talking to people, because the ideas for your products will come from there. And the other thing, like for an actual tool, Trello is an amazing free tool. They have a paid upgrade, but I don't really see the need to use it. But I'm able to talk to my virtual assistant that way. I'm able to talk to any other team members. My mom and I are able to share like boards that go, okay, these are the things we're working on, and it's movable. Yeah. So for me, who loves lists, and my mom, who's very visual, it's a great tool for that. So I highly recommend Trello.
I need to take a look at that.
It's amazing, because you can have private boards that just you see. You can have boards that are team boards. And what happens is you can say, these are the tasks to do. And you can have a column that says, these have been done. And people can drag them over. So you can see that what's been done, what hasn't been done. It's a really useful tool I have found, just to keep myself organized as much as possible. Because that's the hardest thing, is when you're starting something like this, is understanding block scheduling, and I'll be honest, the last couple of months, if I had been more deliberate about my schedule, we already would have the front desk guide. We already would have those things. And so this is just a trial and error of learning. Right. So now, I'm really protective of those first 4 hours of my day, and just go, no, those are just for SpaPreneur, and no paying clients. No, because it's the number one paying client right now.
That's right.
So that's the way I look at it.
That's right. I love that. I love that so much. And I think for all of us, we can look at the way we use our time and really point to it. Even, I'm pretty ruthless about my time, but when I look at, even the past couple of weeks for me, it's been so scheduled and so deliberate, because I've had very short weeks. I've had some travel. I've had some, business travels, had some personal travel. And then next week we've got the Women Who Wow meeting. And then we have, then it's Thanksgiving, right? And so another short week. And anyway, but I look at the way I work when I'm getting ready to travel, I'm getting ready to leave, and I cram so much into those days. And it's really some of my best work, right? Because I'm up against the clock. And I think, I just need to be even more deliberate, even more ruthless, even more scheduled. And I think that for me, I found a little sweet spot of, having 2 or 3 days scheduled like that, and the other 2 where I can have a little bit of flexibility, because I need some white space, right? I need some blank space for me to be healthy, I think, but anyway, so that's awesome. I'm definitely going to try Trello.com. We just hired a new girl in the girl in the office. Her name's Melanie. And so now it's kind of getting a little overwhelming to kind of do everything through email. And so anyway, so really quick last question. I know you are a member of not a lot of different groups, but you look at a lot of different groups, and you've chosen to be a member of Women Who Wow for many years. Mm-hmm. And so I'd love for you, if you could just tell why you chose Wow membership, because we're honored to have you, and obviously look for women like you to be members.
It's all about the Pippin. I hate to, I'm not gushing
about the Pippin.
I make the joke, and I'm surprised you haven't brought it up yet. I graduated from the University of Virginia. Michelle graduated from Virginia Tech. We're arch rivals. I'm proudly coached by a Hokie, and that's what I tell people. And what I mean by that is that Michelle has a natural way of letting you still be you, but wrangling you in for your business wise. And she has such a diverse group of women in different industries, which is what I really like. So that if I'm talking to an attorney who's doing something, I get ideas from them, or a photographer, or a business planner, or whatever it is, financial planner, I get lots of different ideas and things like that. And the other thing is that it's one of those things where there's so many different women at different levels. Where I am compared to where I was when I first started with Wow is so different. I mean, so different, because when I started Wow, it was actually when I started my full-time job. And I credit going to Wow meetings regularly, reading all the stuff, participating in the Facebook group as motivation to go, you will get out of working for corporate. There was a reason I went into corporate for a little while, and there was a reason I got out. And, it's funny, my corporate job just celebrated their, I guess 27th or 28th Turkey Brigade, and I didn't miss it at all. And that was one of my favorite events. And that's when you've made a right decision, when you're looking at posts and going, oh, that's nice, and then you go back to what you're doing. That's so right. That was the big thing for me for Wow, is just that I needed a place where I could go. And I love the fact it's all women. I'm in a mastermind with Chris Ducker. It's people from all over the world. And that gives me something different. But there's something about Wow where they really know me. They know me intimately, and they've seen me grow. So I've started as like a baby entrepreneur, and now I'm like kind of like a teenage entrepreneur about to hit that mark of like, oh my gosh, we're actually going to make money with this, which is exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. So thank you so much. I love having you with me, and look forward to seeing you again on Monday. But everybody, I want you to go and check out Ramona Rice. I'll have some links there where you can go to find her and listen to her podcast. They're absolutely fun. Her mom and her are doing the SpaPreneur podcast, which I can't wait to listen to. I am her mom's the third daughter she never had. So she really loves me. She wants to adopt me secretly, but she's super fun. She's just as fun as Ramona. So anyway, we'll have all those links for you guys to check out just below the video, and also in the transcript of this call. So looking forward to that, and I'll see you soon, Mona.
Bye.
Bye.